Alright boys, welcome back to another vanilla base design. This one's aimed at dedicated 5-man groups and it's perfect for defending online raids, and it's even better at defending offline raids. This base is essentially a 2.0 version of the Tanky Quad, with many feature upgrades and a massive increase in raid cost and functionality. For starters, I'd like to break down the build cost and upkeep for the base so no one misses it. Here's a full build cost which includes every door, box, code lock and deployable you see in the tour. If those numbers look a little too big, there's also a version where I break it down into box amounts. Finally, the upkeep will prove more manageable due to this base being controlled by 3 TCs. And with all that stuff out of the way, let's jump into the tour, and hopefully from there you're going to want to know how to build it. Once again, our airlock consists of 2 windows, a single door, and some garage door spam. We can either take a left or a right, they both go the same way because the base is perfectly symmetrical. Firstly, I'll show you the right hand side of the base. The space for drop boxes, our first bunker, and a bedroom. Each bunker is defended by a turret on top, and we can see if we close the roof, there's no gaps to see inside. The bunker's opened again from on top of the frame. 1 twig roof will open up the bunker, giving you access to 2 large boxes and 2 small boxes. I'm sure you could fit more than that in here, that's what I just did to display. Behind this garage door is the second half of peaks. In here we have access to our second bunker, where once again we have the same storage. Some more drop boxes and another bedroom. Once again it's covered by a turret. Also, just to prove, these bunkers are non-splashable. This time we're going to take a left. As I said, the base is completely symmetrical, so the exact same thing on this side. However, we've armored this bunker because it leads to the TC. Once again, there's no gaps on this bunker. You cannot see inside. And we open this bunker by placing a twig roof from the frame. Dropping inside here, we have more storage. 2 doors. Inside is your TC. This is your main upkeep for the base. There's room for some storage in here, but I'd keep your main loot inside the bunkers and just have TC in here. Tier 3 and some bags and some more storage. And if we close up this bunker and this time head forwards, we have one last bunker here with the same amount of storage as the other ones. Finally, one more bedroom, and that's the bottom floor complete of the base. Just to be clear, each bunker costs 25 wood to open, and it can only be opened from the outside. Moving on with the base, we're going to go to the second floor. The second floor can be accessed from either of the bunkers. You just jump off the roofs, and you're in. In here, there's space for more boxes. You can cover these with a window, and there's a large loot room here to store loot, plus a turret that defends everything. Same thing on this side, except we have a tier 2 for making meds. To get up to the second floor this time, we open up this door and take a left. Up the jump up takes us to our third floor, where we have our beds, some turrets to defend them, storage in between the beds. This is our other way back down to the second floor. Each jump up has a locker behind it. And these garage doors lead to the fourth floor. Next, I'm going to show you guys the peak downs. These peak downs take inspiration from the Tanky Quad, but they've made them even better. Once again, we have the window half wall peaks. Coming along to a single ramp peak. From here we can shut our bunkers. Opening up this door takes us to our next peak. From here we have a safe place to stand while we do grenade toss. As you can see, grenades will roll down here, killing your enemies and even closing your bunker if you left it open. Moving forwards, we have another stair peak. From here we can also close our bunker and cover our door if they've gone for door path. We have a really good view of the base and we can even see towards our drop boxes. Through this door is the exact same thing. This time from here we're going to take a left through the single door, and this takes us out to our shooting floor. Our peaks and shooting floor is separated up behind a lot of garage doors, and a single door and window so you can check if there's people outside. This first peek down is perfect for looking out towards your external TC. And if the server wasn't broken, I'd be able to toggle the hatch and show you a very nasty peek down. If we take a left, we've got some single door peaks, fairly standard. Windows all the way along, and we're back to our ramp peaks. Once again, we can slide out of here without anyone hearing. You don't have to open the door and they won't even know you've jumped out your base. And of course, you can't ladder through this gap. These are great heli peek ups, so if you're taking the patrol heli, you can peek up from here and see the helicopter perfectly. Same thing on this side, another peek down towards your door, however you can't drop out of here. Now we're back to the doors, which lead back to our peaks. Now back in bedrooms, if we decide to go through one of the doors here, we can make our way up to the 4th floor. A couple garage doors later and we have our jump up. Through here there's room for batteries and anything else that you didn't really know what to do with. This side here is a jump up along with this one, and this door leads to the way back down. Up one more floor takes us to the roof. You have two roof entrances that are completely opposite sides. And you have a window to check out of. You can stand on the bumper to see if anyone's outside. Double door to let you out. Completely the same on the other side. And this time our minicopter garage can hold 2 minicopters. From the roof we've got the roof slants that create peaks. However, they're nowhere near as good as the shooting floor, but you can use these as well. That completes our tour. Let's jump on to the build. This base comes fully equipped with an expandable starter that's great to work out of before you're ready to build the main base. Very quickly, I'll just show you inside. We've got an airlock, 2 single doors, DC on the left, loot room on the right. This is different from the tour, however I decided to make it like this so that you have some protection. If people blow in from the side, they're going to have to blow in through one more wall. And if people blow in from the top, they're going to have to go in through one more wall as well. So we're going to get on and build this, and then we're going to start working on the main base. We're going to start the base off with 3 squares in a row. Add a triangle onto here. And that's going to be our starter footprint. You go ahead and wall this all in and add door frames here. Once all your walls are on, you can upgrade everything to stone and add in some stone floors. From the inside, we're going to place our TC. Back left corner. Now we can add in some shelves. We need a half wall here. And we need a triangle coming from this side, so we're going to go outside the base. Just like that. Add in a couple of double door frames, and that's us done. Operate out of this footprint until you're ready to start upgrading. Next up, we're going to place down the entire footprint to make sure it all fits. Make your way over to one of the squares and make a hexagon. Go ahead and do this on the other side. Next up, we're going to place triangles along the rest of the squares, just like this. Next, we're going to start working on our extra TCs. Make your way over to one of the sides. I'm going to choose the left. Find one of the gaps and place a triangle in it, then a square. Delete this triangle, you won't need it, and now we're going to place 7 more squares after this one. Add a triangle in the end, and now we're going to delete the squares and build back with triangles. Once you're about a square away, you can go ahead and place in a square to close up this gap. Add in another square to the left, just like this, and you can delete these extra triangles behind. So we need what we just did here on the other side. Hopefully you got the base looking like this now. We're going to make our way over to the squares we just placed. Add a triangle on each side of them. Do that to the ones as well. And finally, we've got some gaps that we're going to close up with some squares. Starting from your multi-TC side, i.e. these 2 squares here, we're going to place 2 triangles and a square. Delete the triangles, and that's our gap closed up. Make sure all your walls place so you've done it right. And you can go ahead and do that to the sides. Double check you've got blue walls all the way around the squares, and then we can continue. Next up, if you come over here, we're going to place 3 triangles coming off the squares. And now we're going to build out to get our external TC down. Just doing this for just now, however I'm going to link in the description some external TC designs that you guys can use. Go ahead and replicate that on the other side, so 5 squares out, 3 triangles in the middle. That is the entire footprint for the base. This is as big as it's going to get, so if that fits then you're good to continue. Upgrade all this stuff to stone and we're going to move on. Next I'm going to upgrade everything to its final build cost, and from here on out we're going to be building in the final stage. Come inside the core and upgrade basically everything to armored. You can metal up your airlock. Next we're going to place the roof ramps in for our loot room. Get in the roof ramp, rotate, same above, and upgrade to metal. Placing in the boxes is easy on the bottom row, but on the top row it's definitely quite difficult. You can access all these boxes, and all this does is acts as an extra layer of honeycombing from the top and from the side. We've still got some more upgrading to do, so let's get onto that. Upgrade everything added to metal, except down here. Next to our airlock, we're going to make this one armored. Next we're going to start building our bunkers, and I'll explain how they work. If you make your way over to the two free squares over here, we're going to wall in the left and right triangle. Next we need a shelf on each one of these triangles, so if we give them a half wall. Upgrade that to metal as well. This middle triangle is going to be completely walled in. I recommend you place in your boxes now, but you can still do it afterwards. Now we're going to add in our roofs. Add in a wall to divide down the side. Doesn't matter where the soft side faces, as long as it's metal. And then put a door frame on top. Next up we're going to wall in our bunkers, so go ahead and place a wall here and here. We're going to need to upgrade both of these to stone first. Then we're going to place in some frames. Making sure that we clip our frames onto the triangle roof and not the wall, so you can see we have two options here and we want to close up the gap. Once those frames are placed, you can upgrade them to metal. And now we can upgrade our walls to metal as well. The game only lets you place the frames in when the walls are stone, so make sure you do the frames first. Next we're going to do that to the other side. However, on our TC1 we're going to upgrade the walls to armored and the triangle above. I'm sure you've noticed that all of our bunkers still have gaps, so we're going to go ahead and fix that. Make your way over to the top of the bunkers, we're going to place in our twig roofs. From here we're going to look inside and place in some frames. Upgrade these to metal. Once you've placed in your frames, you can go ahead and delete the roofs and check and see if the gaps are covered. If you're like me and the gaps are still there, go ahead and place your roofs in again and rotate the frames. This time when you break the roofs, the gap should be covered. Keep in mind that this frame needs to be the same upgrade as this wall here for it to work. Same thing over towards the TC, place in your roof ramps, place in your frames, rotate them till we see this little sticky out bit, break the roof, double check, looks good. And on this side we're going to need to do an armored frame because this wall's armored. You see now we've got a bump. That's all the bunkers made. Just keep in mind you cannot place anything in this slot here because that will break the bunker. Same again on this side. So keep these slots open, don't place anything there. Next up we're going to start working on our entrances, so if you make your way over to one of the hexagons, we're going to wall in this triangle here. Next we're going to add in a window in the left and right. And a door in the middle. Upgrade this stuff to stone. And now add in door frames all the way along to the square gaps. Upgrade all this to stone, and then we're going to add in a ceiling. And just like that, go ahead and mimic that on the other side. Now we're going to raise up the shell to the rest of the base level. Essentially just wall in everything, including these squares. So wall in everything just like this, and then upgrade as I do. That's everything upgraded. Basically just upgrade the squares to stone and everything else metal. Next up we're going to honeycomb the core. Make your way over to your bunkers and place in some half walls. You're going to want to have the hard side facing you. Go ahead and do that to the side as well. After that you can add in some roofs. And upgrade all of them to metal. You should also upgrade the triangle above the airlock to armored. In these gaps here, we're going to make furnaces. Make sure you have the hard side facing towards you. Make your way over to the hexagon and copy me. And do that on the other side as well. Finish it off with one more wall. And then add in half walls in the gaps. and now you can upgrade these twig walls to metal. In the middle here we're going to spam half walls. These half walls are just for stability, it doesn't matter if this area gets splashed, so just cover it up with some floors and don't upgrade the half walls. Missed out floors were added, these will be for boxes, and these will be for furnaces. Next we're going to raise up the shell to the same height as the core. Starting on the squares, we're going to make sure we remember these are bedrooms, so wall them in. Give them a roof and a door frame. Do that to the 3 squares. The rest of the shell we're going to add up by half walls. Just like that. If these walls out here go red, then come from the outside to place them, and they'll go blue. This new layer can be metaled up as well. Make your way over to the hexagons and we're going to honeycomb our loot room over here. These new walls can be upgraded to stone. Give the triangles some stone floors. That's what the base looks like so far. Next we're going to raise up the core. Make your way over to this bunker side and place a door frame to the left of the TC. Just like that. Go ahead and place a door frame on the opposite side of the other side. And everything else in the core can be walls. Make sure you wall in these triangles as well. And you can upgrade all this new stuff to metal. Starting from the TC side entrance, we're going to come in here. This is going to be our jump up on our left. On our right is going to be the way through to core. We're going to add in 2 doors and a wall. Just like this. Don't forget to give your jump up a door. And then give it all some roofs. Go ahead and repeat those steps on the other side. Just in case you want to know how I build these loot rooms, I'll show you. And everything here upgrades to metal, but you can make the frame stone. Do that on the other side as well. You can go ahead and give them a door frame as well. As for these triangles here and here, we're going to make them lit rooms as well. Add in a half wall, 2 triangles, and 2 triangles above. Break the half wall and upgrade everything to metal. Place in your boxes and then add a window frame. You can put furnaces in these gaps here, or you can just cover them up. Give everything a floor apart from these 2 triangles. Now it's time to raise the shell up to the same height. This time we're going to skip out in the squares. Once again, if the walls are red, place them from the outside. And you can upgrade all of these walls to metal. This is what the base looks like so far. Next we're going to raise up the core, make your way over to this section here, and we're going to place in some window frames. Add in 2 walls at the back here, and then a half wall either side. And then place in some floors on top. You can upgrade all this stuff to metal, give it a door frame, and repeat this on the other side. The rest of this floor can get walls all the way around. You can upgrade all of this stuff to stone. This is the bedroom floor, and I'm going to show you guys how I designed it in the tour. Wall in this triangle here. Do the same on the other side. Give it a roof. You can add in your vending machines now. And then place a door frame. Just keep in mind you won't be able to add a door on these because vending machines are broken. Next, make your way over to the jump up and add in a twig triangle. Then place a locker on this triangle here. Make sure you can fit a window. Upgrade the window to stone and rotate it. And then you can break the twig triangle. And repeat those steps on this jump up over here. Our remaining triangles on this side and this side are going to be our jump ups to the next floor. Make a half wall. Then add in 2 door frames. Upgrade that to stone and repeat on the other side. Don't forget to give your jump up some door frames too. 2 final doors in the middle to separate it. And with that you can give floors on top of everything except your jump ups. We're going to metal up all these floors just for a top down. We're going to leave these triangles stone as a bait so that they blow down and get stuck by a vending machine. Now we're going to raise the shell up to match the core, and then we can start working on the peak downs. Over here, add in half walls. Everywhere else on the shell can get a full wall. And you can upgrade all this to metal if you have the materials. Before we place down our peak downs, we're going to make sure we finish our shooting floor so that everything places. Make your way over to above the bedrooms and place in a square, and do that on the other 3 sides. Then you can use one of those squares to place in some roof ramps. Upgrade these roofs to metal, and repeat that on the other side. Upgrade the squares to metal as well. Next up, if you face your external TC, we're going to place in some triangles. Make sure you miss out the middle triangle and then repeat this on the other side. And you can upgrade all this twig to metal. Next we're going to come outside and place frames coming up from this triangle. 3 frames up and 1 door frame afterwards. And you can upgrade all this stuff to metal. Go ahead and do that on the other side. Now you've done that, you can add in your triangle floors. Now that all the floors are placed for the shooting floor, we're going to start working on the peak downs. Make your way over to the bunker, we're going to add in a wall on top of this frame. Upgrade it to metal. And make sure the soft side matches with the one underneath. Do that on the other side as well. Next make your way over here and we're going to place in some ramps on the left and right. Make sure the ramps are as close as you can get them to the square and not high up. Do that on the side as well. And you can upgrade all these ramps to metal. Next we're going to place a floor halfway down. Make sure you connect this floor to this side, leaving a gap towards the stone. Go ahead and do that on the other 3 sides. Make sure you don't upgrade. Next we can add in some ramps on top of it. And you can upgrade all of them to metal. Next, if you look towards your bunker, we're going to drop down on top of this wall. Double check where your door entrance is, so mine's on the left, so I'm going to place a floor on the right, upgrade it to metal, and the floor on the left is going to stay twig. Go ahead and do that on the other side as well. So again, floor on the right is metal, and because this one's above my door, I'm going to stay twig. Next we're going to make our way over to one of these triangle gaps, and we're going to place in a frame below us, halfway down, just like that, making sure that there is a gap towards this stone wall over here. Go ahead and do that into the triangles. Now using the frame that we've just placed, we're going to place a wall on the right hand side, and leave the left hand side open. Same again, wall on the right hand side, leave the left side open. Once again, right hand side, leaving the left hand side open. And finally, on the right hand side, leaving the left side open. Now we're going to place half walls on the left side where we left out gaps. Leave this in twig for just now, just in case you made any mistakes. Next, if you face the single door, we're going to place a high ramp onto the metal floor. So the higher up ramp on the metal floor, then a lower one on the twig. Just like that, and you can upgrade both of these to metal. Go ahead and do that on the side as well. Once we've done that, if you make your way over to the triangle gaps again, and we're going to place in roof ramps, just like that. Next up, I'm going to show you guys what twig to break. If you come underneath, and you're going to break the twig here, and break the twig on the opposite side as well, just like that. And if everything fits and it looks good, you can upgrade everything to metal. Once you've upgraded everything, go ahead and break the twig under here as well. 3 more bits of twig to break. And that is all of your peak downs completed with the grenade toss, roof ramps, and window peaks. Next we're going to start placing the windows and doors down for our shooting floor. Make your way over to the single door and add a low wall on top. Left and right we're going to add window frames. And left and right of those window frames we're going to add in some doors. Just like this, and then upgrade all of this to stone. Go ahead and do that to the other side as well. Now if you face your ramps, we're going to place in some double door frames to the left and right. And then we're going to add in some windows in front of the ramps. And then add in some windows to the sides of those as well. Go ahead and do that to the side as well. Don't forget to add windows on top of your ramps, and everything that you see in twig can once again be upgraded to stone. Next, make your way over to the single door that faces your external TC, and we're going to place a window next to the big ramp and a single door next to the lower ramp. Do that to the side as well. Once you've done that, add in some frames here, 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 and here, and then do that to the side as well. And all this new twig can once again be upgraded to stone. Now we're going to add in walls between our peaks and our shooting floor, and all of this can be upgraded to stone. Now we can add in some floors along our shooting floor. Make your way over to the ramps and add in triangles, and then create a gap in between these 3 triangles, just like that, and then upgrade it to stone. And then if you make your way over to your single door that faces the external TC, we're going to add in triangles all the way along. And do that on the side as well. Finally, close in the gaps with some squares and 2 triangles. And this can all be upgraded to stone. Next, let's raise the core up to the same height as the shell. Wall it all in and upgrade to stone. Next, face your jump up and add a wall, 2 door frames, and do that to the side as well. Give them both some floors and then upgrade to stone. The other 2 corners are going to be our jump up to the next floor. Wall them in, give it a half floor, and then add 2 frames. Do that to the side as well, and you can upgrade all of this to stone. Add in the last few frames for stability, upgrade to stone, and then add a ceiling. Finally, we're going to add in some floors to cover up the peak downs, and all of these floors can be upgraded to metal. Next, we're going to build our minicopter hangar. Face your jump up and add a window, and a double door to the right. Do that to the side as well. Next up, pick a side for your minicopter garage to start at. I'm going to choose this side. Add a frame, and then windows all the way along. Add in another double door, and then upgrade all of this to stone. Give it a stone ceiling. Next, we're going to add in some roofs to finish it off. Just like that, and then upgrade all of these new roofs to stone. And once you upgrade all of these roofs, that is the base completely finished. Go ahead and add anything you'd like inside, or you can just copy what I did in the tour if you're not sure what to do. Also, I'd like to say thanks for almost hitting 1k subs, that's pretty cool. So if you guys want to subscribe, I'll have some more bases out in the future. If you guys had any questions on this one, I replied to all the comments, or if you'd like a faster response, then you can join my Discord and ask me there. Hopefully you guys managed to follow this one alright and you enjoy the base. I hope to see it out there on some servers.